talk about this book. Hello.
Books.
Hello, hello, hello. Um,
Hello.
how are we all? How are we?
I just kind of remembered then. I was like, oh, click on comments because if people are here, which I hope they are, but I can't see, then I can see them talking to us now.
At the moment, there's one person here.
And
I
it's
think
Emma.
that's Emma. Yep, she
Emma's
just popped
always
up
here.
again. Yep, hello, hello.
I love how
Um,
you have to dig out your notes. Once again, in my chaotic fashion, I have no notes and we're just going to freeball this thing.
I did make notes, but Emma sent me this message. Can you see those tabs? She's like, what did she
Yeah.
say? I hope I remember everything correctly. I mean, with that many tabs, I'm thinking maybe you would.
That's like my brain.
And I'd love to know what all these. I'm guessing blue is for sad. There were so many sad moments in this book, but we'll get to that in a bit.
There were
um, First off, what did you rate it?
4 stars.
Oh, I rated it 5.
But I think it came out as 4 because I said this in my vlog. I'm getting a bit like bored of the flashbacky thing of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, this isn't actually real time. Let's read these notes. Oh, maybe we shouldn't read this bit. It's a bit sensitive for you, isn't it? And I'm like, just tell the story, just the whole thing. Like, stop fading to black as well. Like, what is that? Not that I'm a big smut reader, but you know, when you're just like, just anything more. Don't just this could offend you. You don't want to. Oh, I'll take that and put that in my pocket. What?
I think that was more so he didn't want to hear about Therese and Janelle.
But we do.
We do. We want to hear Therese and Janelle. But speaking of who is like talking in I've got a fan on it. It's just we have Thurvishar, who's the overall narrator,
Again.
which loved, and we had more of Kirin.
Yes, we did. And we all said this at the end of the live stream last month. We wanted more Kirin and we got it. And I was just like, some of the times I was like, can you stop being so whiny? But then there were other times where I was like, dude, yes, cross over that bridge that you've built. Grow, yes. Go you.
Yeah, like it was a bit like woe is me at times, wasn't it? And it was just
my life is so hard. I'm like, duh. I get it, it is, but grow.
Yeah.
I love how Emma's just gone. She would have died if they had the smut scenes.
Oh,
As
your
in a
biggest
good way
gripe.
or a bad way? Like, is it your biggest gripe that they've missed them out, or your biggest gripe that they did what they did? Because I'm not all for like graphic stuff. Because funnily enough, if you didn't know me, I'm not a romance reader. But you know, when you're like, just give me something else, then
Yeah, I think it's because we're invested in Kirin, and I'm invested in Kirin and Therese, to be honest. I mean, I'm not really, might be a controversial opinion, but I'm not really a fan of him and Janelle.
I just like Janelle.
I like Janelle as an individual, but not with Kirin.
No, but like, because Therese is so, I'm open to anything. I was like,
yeah.
And then it's just the way it comes back, and it's like their hair is all mussed and their clothes need and I was like, dude,
we missed this bit. Like,
why? What?
So we start off with...
Yes, Emma. Have you seen her comment?
What are you saying?
Jen said she cut 60k words of smuttish scenes. I felt like robbing her house.
That's rude. I'm gonna message Jen Lyons and be like, why? Can you put these in the back of book 5? Do a re-release, and these are like the deleted scenes, please.
Do a re-release in paperback, and we'll buy it.
Yes. And hello. But yeah, so we started with yay, they've beat Morio, Samelo Spa, and woo. But then they end up in the blight.
But have you though?
But you end up in a place where you can't use magic though.
Oh no, portals don't work. How do we travel? We must walk.
I know, they were all like, what do we do then? Use those
Walk.
things. Like, use those things at the bottom of your body that you, like, set one in front of the other. They were all just stumped, weren't they? They're just like, we can't move
Magic! Where is life? I'm like...
But, I thought that was just, like, so... You knew, obviously, it couldn't wrap up all nice and clean and stuff in book 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like, you knew something else was going to happen, but...
Well, there's 5 books.
Yeah, but the fact that they were just, like, thrown into the blight, and it was just, you know, betrayed by someone. Yeah. Was it the wife of that, was it the king? I can't remember his name now. It was the wife that sent them there, like, betrayed them and, like, got them sent to the blight.
Yes, I know who you're about, but no, I don't
Names.
know their name.
One thing
I suck
I
at
will
names.
say is I am glad that they didn't do like they did in the first book where it was like past timeline and current timeline kind of situation. But I did think that there were like too many POVs at one point because it was like Kieran, then Janelle, then Therese, then like Shaw like, getting involved, and then there was Serena, and then Therin was like popping up again because so it was just like, okay, I'm obsessed with the trio ship, but the angst in this book between them, all in the blight scenes, I could have punched them all. That and the way Janelle was just like, Therese was just being like nice and just
she is very much like, stay off my back.
Yeah,
I'm independent. Okay.
But I think that's because she was partly remembering a past life. I get that, but it was just. Can you hear my washer?
Is that what that is?
Can you hear a really loud noise? Is it really loud?
It's not massively loud, but I can hear it.
Right, okay. I don't know why it's going so loud, but anyway.
It's super washing your clothes.
It is super washing my clothes. But I can't remember what I was saying now because I got distracted.
The angst between everyone.
Yeah, I didn't. Sometimes the way Janelle would treat Therese was not the nicest.
I was like, leave him alone, man.
He's just trying to be nice. And obviously, yes, you're remembering your past lives, but he's not treating you like that now, is he?
Yeah.
He's a different person, technically.
I just felt, especially, again, with the Fade to Black things, but with the angst, I was like, am I reading YA?
Yeah.
Because it kind of gave that, like, he loves me, but he doesn't love me, and I was like, just stop.
Yeah, like the pining, and it was just.
You've all died at least twice.
Look, you've been through the ringer once or twice before.
Just
keep it
coming.
Cross
that bridge. Get on. Like, you never know when you're gonna die again.
That's actually true with you know, Valkyros and everything coming back.
Oh no, come back.
It took 3 reads for me to remember names. Yeah, some I do remember, but then it's like some of the side characters that aren't mentioned a lot. It's just like in passing, or they'll just pop up.
Or they've got multiple names, like Tienzo and her other name, and the other gods that have multiple names.
It's was it Cadriel? Was also someone else. His mum.
Oh yeah. Maya.
Yeah.
She was in Maya's body, but it was Gadriel.
Yeah.
And that is still confusing the heck out of me.
Yeah. Like, how do you stop yourself from incest in this situation? Because everyone's like being reborn, and then like the family trees. I'm like, how do you, unless you can remember your past life, then it's kind of like really hard not to like end up sleeping with your child. Or,
at the same time, this is like a really big world, and like I know it's obviously part of the story. That's the point. But have you noticed how like this world is like a world, and all of these people that were married before and shagged before or children of have all just come together in a group again?
Yeah, they're all just in the same area. You're like, you were there. What was your
Yeah.
past life like? Were you?
It's like if it was in this world, if you were English, you were born in England again. No, no, why weren't you born in Australia or Russia or how? How did you?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like the past lives have brought them together again. I don't know. I still don't understand the whole concept really, but
I'm still
yeah.
simple. I've got a very one track mind. I'm still lost.
But hasn't ever really known not had her own way. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that, but it's still like when Therese challenges her, yeah, she loses her temper. But when yeah, I think she overreacts just a little bit. I have a TikTok I'm saving to send you all about the series till at least she finished book 4. Right,
Well,
okay.
I'm excited.
Cadriel is one I still forget because I remember her as Maya. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, seeing incest in the family, like exactly. You're kind of like, oh, that's a bit too close. Like,
And the
eh.
magic as well. Can we talk about Maya, Gadriel, whatever, and Theron?
Oh, the enchantment.
Yeah.
That was cringy to read about. Like, I was just like, and the fact that she made him believe that she loved him, even though in the end up we know that she did. But
Yeah.
I
Oh my
mean,
god, that part.
he wasn't the nicest of people. We all know this.
No.
He let Kieran get abused by someone, and he let him
Well,
believe
he
that
abused her, didn't he? Isn't that
yeah,
how Kieran
yeah,
is
he was
his?
slit. Yeah, she was gauge to him, wasn't she?
Yeah, and then he
Um,
raped her, I think. It's
but
kind of
then
hinted at that that's
yeah,
what happened with her, and that's how Kieran was conceived.
yeah, it doesn't say explicitly that happened, but um, technically because she was gauge to him anyway, she had no choice but to say yes.
Yeah, so it
So
is
it's very much
still
like a
bad and
I
wrong.
don't have a choice, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna sleep with you because otherwise I will be punished anyway.
yeah,
So that whole thing was just like, but yeah, that was just a bit a lot for me. And then she was saying like, where is she saying she disguised herself as somebody else, didn't she? Though, made him believe that she was somebody else before she told him who she really was. So she like manipulated him, and because
Didn't she still say she was Maya?
yeah, I think so.
That's it, and then
And then she's like,
went,
"Oops,
actually,
sorry."
no, I'm Cadriel.
Now that we've
I'm
had
in this body
sex.
because of the Stone of Shackles again.
Oh God,
And
that stone of shackles.
Maya killed me, and now I'm in her body, and she's dead, but I'm not.
But always after I've enchanted you and after we've slept together, and after
Yeah.
you've told me that how much you feel for me, I'm going to tell you this and still expect you to follow me.
Yeah.
Help me take the throne.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Get into my van, I have sweets, basically.
I'm trying to remember the plot reveal in this book or the next one, why they all keep finding each other. I don't think it's mentioned it,
No, I don't think it's in this one.
so it must be in the next one. But we now know that the Hell Warriors, as they're referred to, is Kirin, Janelle, Thevishar, and Teray.
Well, it was going to be
Like,
something, wasn't it, really? It was going to be the four of them for something. They're
so
still
they're all,
together.
yeah. And I really like Derbyshire. At first, I was kind of like was unsure, but he's very matter of fact. But
Yeah.
he obviously cares about them and wants to help them because he stuck around. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But um, and this the whole I've literally just scribbled down loads of notes, and it might not even be in order, but when they were trying to convince the Varney to do the ritual of night, and then there's a doc that tells them they've already done it like multiple times before,
Yeah.
and that every time they redo it, Volkarov's time in prison shortens.
Decreases, yeah.
And I was just like these people, how many lives have you lived? And they were like, oh, you've done it multiple times. Like
Many.
how many? Like many
Yeah.
times. Like these people have died so many times
Mm.
to try and stop this, but they seem to keep making the same mistakes again and again. Like
Yeah.
up until this point, they've just redone the ritual of night and then died and given
Mm.
up their immortality to extend his prison
But I did find it
sentence.
interesting about the Varney. I thought that was quite a good plot twist where they were like, well, they're already immortal, like they're already mortal. The reason they live so long is because they've like harnessed magic to make
Yeah.
it look like that. But they're not actually, and you can't actually take this from them because if you're a rubbish Varney, you would die like a normal person.
Yeah, that so many things. You think that you know what's going on. She's
And then
just
it's
like,
just like swerve.
no, no. Like we were told the Varney, these people, full of magic, all
And
powerful,
they are.
but because they've siphoned magic, basically, aren't they?
Yeah.
The demons actually to humans. That is
Yeah, they are.
correct. Thurby is my favourite. See, I thought that Jen was hinting that Derbyshire was asexual. For like, because he kept saying something along the lines of
Yeah.
like, I don't do relationships. I don't. I'm not interested in like the physical things, and
Mm.
you
But
know,
he is now.
but he is apparently, but just with this one particular person, and that whole thing I didn't fully understand at first. I was just like, what? Like, we've gone all this time thinking that he's not interested in anything romantic, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, but you love her, and she loves you, and we're like, I was like, where? What? I don't understand. The gods are lazy to me, and it felt reminiscent of a government.
They just kind of go, well, this worked before. Let's try again with someone else. And it did feel a bit lazy, to be honest. Like, again, it's like you said, they've lived for so many years, centuries, whatever, and they're still at the same place and they haven't come up with anything else. Like, how?
And they already
How?
know that they are shortening the prison sentence, and they're going to have to do this more and more often. But instead of using their brains and thinking, what could
What
be a
could we
potential other
change?
solution? It's like, oh, we'll just perform the Book of Night again. And it's not until Doc steps in and is like, no,
It won't work.
it won't work. Then, then it was like, oh, well, maybe. We might have to try something different.
Maybe we can change things up this time.
This! Yes! Can we all...
Yeah, baffled. What?
He's like, I don't want to turn into a female, but oh, like,
Yeah. When he said that, I was like, what? Is this what happens? Like, gay marriage is great, but you won't stay same sex. You will become hetero in order to prolong life. What? Are there not enough? Are there not enough straight couples to keep the child? There are in this world plenty
yeah,
of
clearly.
people to keep the lines going. You know, is that not the same thing?
But I just, yeah, that for me was just when we found that out about like when they hit a certain like part, like time in their life that, and
You
then
will just morph.
basically, yeah, you'll morph into a woman once you've basically proven yourself a worthy warrior.
Hmm.
Um, I
So
was,
bonkers.
I was just very, very confused.
Yeah.
He is asexual confirmed,
Oh, and so
as
is
is Serena.
nice.
Hmm. They love each other in a way, but they have no sexual interest in one another. That makes sense.
Hmm.
But it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's the way that she's written it, but obviously it came across that Devishire was that way.
Yeah, it did to
But
me
then when
there.
they were like, they love each other, it was sort of that people was hinting it that it was kind of in a romantic way. Which
Yeah.
obviously, if you're asexual, you're not interested in people in a romantic way generally. So,
Yeah.
that bit did confuse me a little bit. They are always
See,
blonde men. I do get.
this. I don't know if anyone watching this or you, Lisa, have watched The Orville, which is a new Star Trek thing. And yes, I am a nerd. But there's a race in that where they are all born male, but it's not true. They are all born male until they have a female, and then they change its gender at birth to make it male because females are frowned upon in their culture. And that's what this makes me think of.
It is very strange. It is.
Also, Why transition into women? Like, why?
They have to transition so they can procreate.
Like, I
Yeah,
get that bit, but
yeah.
like, why can't you have the 50-50 chance of being male or female?
Yeah,
Why?
I mean, most of the plot points in this book have reasons.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason why this should be a thing.
Because
Um,
I don't know many animals, mammals, whatever, that don't have. I am probably very wrong. I'm not smart. But
just to preface this by saying I'm not smart.
I read. What's reading? But yeah, I don't know many species that don't have male and female and the chance to be male and female from birth. You know?
Yeah, I was very confused at that, but I did like the fact that Therese was like, no, I don't want that.
You can't
Um,
make me.
like, and what else did I write down? I can't remember what I'm writing. Um, oh yeah, how Serena suddenly is like very nice. Well, she's not very nice, but she reluctantly helps out
Yeah.
Javan and like to find Silas to try
Oh,
and.
their little romance. I can't remember the other girl's name.
Oh, that made me laugh when she thought she was dying.
Yeah. I'm dying. I love you so much, but you had a family, and they're like, you're fine now. And she's like, oh,
And everyone's just like trying not to laugh. That
yeah.
bit, I like actually laughed out loud at that bit
I
because in
did
my
in my
head,
car, like driving along, like cackling. So I'm like, oh, this is hilarious.
but in my head, I was picturing it like I do this a lot with different scenes. Is that I was picturing it as a scene in a film where she's lying there and you can hear the music over the top that's really sort of sad, and like violins are out, like oh, she's dying and she's like fading away, and it's like I loved you, I've always loved you, and I just want to tell you before I die. And then she was like, "You're not dying." She's like, "Oh, you don't know this." She's like, "No, you're healed." And it's
You can't tell because you're covered with a blanket.
like okay, and everyone just stood around like, oh, that whole was just comic. I really want someone to act that out.
Talia,
Talia,
that's her
yes,
name.
that's Moria's sister, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Harken back to book one when she
Also,
died.
the like little thing between is it her and Kieran when she's like, "Oh, how's Janelle?" and you're like, they hooked up in whatever book it was." And he's like, "She's fine." Are you together?
Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah. He doesn't know how to talk about it though, does he?
Oh
Because
no.
they don't talk about it after because
No.
everything happens, so they don't have a discussion, so none of them know how each other feels, and that whole non-communication thing, I was just like, just talk,
I hate
just
miscommunication. It is my
just
biggest
talk.
bugbear in the world. I hate it.
Yeah, and that scene was gold. It was
It
pure
was
gold, and
hilarious.
I think if I'd have tabbed it, I'd have just reread that scene over and over again because
That was pretty good.
honestly it had me chuckling.
It was just so good.
Oh, and the the guy suddenly betraying him. I can't remember again. Is
Colm?
it Reese? Chris? Is it Chris?
Who's Chris?
Jem. Emma, help me with the name. The guy that was a friend of Doc's, and he went.
Oh.
What's his name?
I don't know.
And then he betrayed them, didn't he? Because he ended up
Yes.
on Relasvar's side.
Everyone ends up on Relasvar's side.
See,
What's happened to Colm? Or whatever his name is from book
I
2?
don't
Where's he
know.
gone?
It's been mentioned. Obviously, people. Well, Janelle don't like talking about him. Grist, that's his name.
Grist.
Grist, the betrayer.
The original wizard.
Yeah, who is like who just turns on them and is just like, yeah, I'm gonna betray you, just like Cohn did.
But are we surprised?
No.
Because
No.
he's back in Colm's back in book 4.
Right.
So we
Okay.
can find out what
See,
happened to him.
I keep debating. I'm not sure whether we should like Readalongs or not. Because from the beginning,
Yeah.
we were told, and again, it's like first impressions, isn't it? You're told Readalongs a bad guy. Readalongs shouldn't be trusted. Readalongs, and yes, he's betrayed them. But he's betrayed them because they're going down the same route that they've always continued to go down previously, which is trying to do this Book of Night,
Yeah.
Ritual of Night,
Holly
um,
Black.
Ritual of Night, thing.
Yeah.
So he's trying to like veer them off that, but he's going about it the wrong way, obviously. But I'm still unsure whether to like in the overarching plot of things if he really is the bad guy,
Hmm.
because
Yeah. I don't know. It's like at the end, like we're jumping around like usual, but it's like at the end when they're like, "Oh, which ritual did you do? Did you do the one that I have modified, or did you do the original one?" And it's like, why did you? But the modified version that you would have done would have set Volkaroff free. And is that actually good? Like, is that actually what we want? I don't think so.
No, I don't
But
know
you
exactly
think it's
why.
right, so why are you doing it?
I think he's just. I don't understand what they would gain from Volkarov being free, but
Unless it's like he wants him free to finally, I don't know, vanquish him. But I don't feel
he
like that's
can't.
his.
I think he's
That's
too
not his aim.
powerful, and his connection to Kieran is too strong. And I think that
No, Kieran's going to end up killing himself to get rid of Volkaroth. You just. He's going
yeah,
to try it at least. It's going to get
yeah.
tried somewhere.
Um. Oh shit!
Emma's just
Skipped.
going for it.
Yeah, he only looks after himself, and that is.
But in
Oh
this
god.
world, I kind of agree with him because it's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, in a way, I think it is. Or I'd be the one that just kept myself to myself. I'd be out of the way and be like, I'm not taking sides.
I'm living in my hobbit hole in the back of beyond, and you cannot. I'm gonna go live in the blight. No magic. Gonna have my little house. I'm gonna make fire with sticks. It's gonna be great.
I can walk places.
I can use my legs.
Oh, God's sake. Ultimately, no, but he is such a good character to read. He is, because he's interesting. You don't want to like him, but then.
He doesn't whine either. Like,
No.
that's like an added bonus. And he doesn't love anyone, which I also love. Because I'm like, you're not confusing.
Yeah,
You know
he
what
is.
you want.
I still get confused a little bit as to why he helped Kieran previously. Or like sucked up to him a little bit, then betrayed him, because he could have got what he wanted without involving Kieran. That bit was very strange.
Oh, it's all just strange.
But what do you think about the connection with Volkaroth and Kieran? I hate it, but
I don't know. It's quite interesting, to be fair. I like the. Right, I know. Again, I'm pretty sure I mentioned she who cannot be named in the last one of this. But did it not feel Horcruxy to you?
a little bit.
It's like he split his soul. Where have I read that before? Not that
Yeah,
it's the same thing, but like that premise of somehow Kieran has split off by himself, and he is essentially the only thing that can kill Volkaroth. I was like, okay, cool.
But finding out that Volkaroth is obviously connected to him, and that Ethereal is gayish.
Yeah.
That I'm like, it's a weapon. You've got a weapon as a gayish. I was confused.
Why
does
Ethereal talk to everyone if she is your geish?
And she doesn't like magic.
No, she's
and
like,
Volkaroth is like, but Volkaroth has lots of magics. I don't understand. Or is he just a powerful being?
Maybe that's why. It's like when you put two magnets together and they repel.
Let's have a look.
Maybe.
I think his miracle is fire still teetering on his human self, but there is only so long he can hold on. His non-dragon form, yeah, there is a reason he's so desperate for Volkaroth to stay present. And once we learn that in the next book is when we learn he's a right arsehole. Okay, fun
We have
times.
a lot more to look forward to.
I'll say Kieran hasn't willingly split his soul. Volkroth is something different. It's kind of mentioned in book one, but Kieran knew the story of him. Yeah, so Volkroth is a male to Kieran, but who was it that turned up as who was presented as female to Janelle? Was that Volkroth as well?
No, that was Zol something.
Oh, Zoltaroth.
Yeah, they all have the same name. It's like
Zoltaroth,
Zoltaroth.
Volkroth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a different person, wasn't it? I'm so confused right now.
I'm
But
completely baffled, if I'm honest.
I really like. Obviously, it explains why Kieran is drawn to Volkroth, obviously because the two halves of the same have they split his soul kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about Terath and Kieran because
Yeah.
Terath pledging his love was just like that whole scene where he was just like, "I love you," and Kieran was just sat there. I was like in my head screaming at the page, like, "Tell him you love him too. Just open your mouth, words out," and he's just sat there like. I was visibly like this.
But I was just about to hook up with Janelle 2 minutes ago.
But she mentions the connection that they had could potentially be based on like the connection they had in a past life, not this one. Whereas Terath and Kieran's connection is based on this one.
Yeah, and
that bit made me sad.
Feel awful for Janelle. Like I felt so bad because she's just sat there going, "I really like this guy, but I don't know why. He's a bit of a whiner. But these two are now getting it on, and I'm just sat here like, food. But thanks for the supper."
Oh, when they kissed, I was like, yes, they kissed, woo woo. But I'm thinking, yeah, they're doing it in front of Janelle when they slept together, when they were about to sleep together, and I was, but to be fair, she did kind of invite him in.
Yeah, but I think she definitely invited him in for more of like a three-way thing rather than just you two confessing your love. Like it wasn't a love that she was like, yeah, let's just all hook up and eat food afterwards. And they're like, I love you. I undyingly, like, my love is undying and you can't change it. And she's there like, this is not how I planned this to go. I was like, oh.
I do, and it is a bit sort of, but I feel a bit bad for her because, like I said, a lot of her feelings for both will be based on their past lives.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know whether anything that they feel for her now is real to this one, which, yeah, again, is really bad for her. But I still totally ship Terath and Kieran. I just want them.
Yes. But I don't know, like, just reading it, I was like, I wish Janelle had gone to the toilet or something. You know?
Just sit there munching on her food and be like, you two kids, we were just about to have sex, but it's okay. I'm just sitting with this food that Therese brought me knowing that we were together. And I was like, this is great.
I'm gonna muscle in now. Men.
But that was like the sort of kissing moment, but the one before that where they were angry at each other and he just turned around and was like, but I love you, and he was just like came out with it all. I was crying at that, not gonna lie.
I also was like really proud of Kieran in the scene where they actually kissed, because he was like, no, just because my father, who was actually my brother, says that men can't love men, like why does that mean that I can't? And I was just like, oh, you're growing. Like that's
that's the growth we want in book 3.
Yeah, that's actually what we wanted. But at the same time, I was like, you were with him for like not very long. How has he had such an impact on you? Like that can't just be from when you were with Darzan. Like there has to be something else as well.
They were together for a while though, weren't they, when he was with the black, what are they called? The black people.
But he didn't know Darzan then. He was just whatever's, I want to say Sergio's son, but I don't know if that's right. Sergio?
The one that died by the hands of the mimic.
The blind gentleman, yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But he was with Therese and Commensura for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah,
When they
but
went
that's what I
away.
mean. Like, he pinpoints everything back to his time with Darzan, but Darzan had such a big impact on him within,
Yeah.
like, less than a year. Because he spent, like, 4 years with them on the Black Brotherhood island
Black
where
Brotherhood, that's it. I was like,
where
Black Knight? Black what? Black Knight?
where everyone goes with anyone and it doesn't matter and there's no judgment. I'm like, how
Because he
did you
really wanted
get
that father figure, didn't he? He didn't know his real dad. He knew that this guy wasn't his real dad. So when this guy came along, initially he was like, wow, he's my dad. He's going to look after me. And then, obviously,
he gets
it was
battered
more
and
the
then he's like,
trauma.
maybe not.
Yeah, more the trauma. And then
Oh god.
it was just, it's a bit of a mess in it. Ethereal talks to Javan because she's dead and Kieran because it's his gate. And Serena and Thavi can sense its power because they are sorcerers, but they can't hear it. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah. What would we do without Emma?
I know. What would we do? I have no idea. When he strangles Kieran in the car, it's both sad and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the fact that he's like, these carts are described as like, you stand up, but when you go uphill, you're lying down, and he's just like unstrapping himself to like lean over and almost kill Kieran and be like, you bugger.
Booger!
You bugger. And then just casually gets off him and like straps himself back in and just sulks. I was like, this is brilliant.
Therese is a massive sulker, isn't he, though, to be
Yeah.
fair. He's the sulker, Kieran's the whiner, Janelle's the one like just grab you
Janelle's
by the
the
bootstrap and
independent
be like
one.
she's like, stop your whining and get moving. Like,
Yeah. Stop telling me what to do.
Janelle isn't bothered because she knows it's the two of them starting out. Is the last piece to fixing their triangle. Yeah, possibly.
I think the next one is how I feel about it. Like, she feels upset because she can't differentiate, but I feel like at the same time, like, she's trying to differentiate between the two, but I kind of get the feeling that she is still sad about it because she can't differentiate and she isn't given the time to kind of come to terms with what stuff, and then she goes and shags Therese in a cupboard, which further confuses her. Like, dude,
that whole thing didn't need to happen because, like, what Kieran had just gone, hadn't it? Was that when Kieran had gone?
Yeah, they'd literally just separated,
and obviously he didn't tell Therese that he loved him, which he should have done before he went through the portal, but he didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then Therese was just, and then him and Janelle, oh god, that whole thing was just, you didn't need to happen. You could have comforted him because he'd just been through this massive roller coaster of emotions, trying to save Kieran from being killed, and then speaking of killed,
everyone just dies.
Everyone's just
dead.
Theron. I didn't like him as a character. I really didn't. He had no redeemable qualities really at all. He wasn't a good dad. He wasn't a good person in general. But that whole scene with the big dragon coming in and killing it.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Jesus.
That's the bit that broke me because it was really sad and I was kind of like tearing up a little bit when he died, and then Kieran realised, it was like, oh my god, I've just met my dad and I haven't got a chance to know him and he's died.
Yeah, he's now proper dead.
Yeah, that whole realisation with him had me like pulling at my heartstrings. But then when she just threw herself on him and started saying I'm sorry because she didn't say it before, that was the breaking point for me. I was just sat there, just tears streaming, were just absolutely ridiculous. I had no idea what my life was. I was just sat there, just sobbing. I'm just glad I didn't read that bit at work.
Oh my god!
Because
what's wrong, Lisa? These fictional characters have died,
and she's sorry.
What?
They already think I'm weird for the amount of books that I own, and
it's fine. I should come work with you and be like, hey, look, I own this many too.
We're both weird together.
We can be the weird book corner. Woo.
Oh god. I need more space, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I get that. To be fair, that they abused him enough for it to stick. It's just amazing, like
Yeah.
how much you can impress on someone. I don't think that's the phrase, but it's the one I'm sticking with. In a short period of time,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, he went through a lot in that year, though, didn't he? Like making friends with,
Yeah,
is it Gale? Was it Galen? And then Galen
Galen.
died. Galen killed by
Galen
Maya.
didn't die that year though. He died like 5 years later when he came back. Or was that
That'd be
then?
great.
No, after.
Yeah, Maya killed him, didn't she?
Yeah, after
Yeah.
he came back.
Mm.
Murder board.
Honestly, that wall, murderboard.
Timeline.
It's like past life, current life.
Current life.
I'm literally just gonna go
Every
to the back.
name.
I'm just gonna go to the back of this book, and then just write down the oh look. This has even got a timeline in it in the back of this one.
I
So I'm
don't
gonna
think
write
that
all this
book
down on
does.
my murder wall,
You should.
and then all the families, and then try and connect it with a piece of string. It's not a Chorus of Dragons book unless the character dies at least once. Correct. Is he not dead? Didn't Maya kill him? Like the guy who Kieran thought was his brother but ended up being his nephew?
And his wife. What? I thought he died.
I'm lost.
And me.
I thought I'd got to grips with this. I thought I was okay. And I'm clearly
I'm pretty sure Emma has said as well that she's read this like 3 times, so maybe that's the key. Maybe we need to read this 3 more times. So we will not be choosing a new series after this, guys. We're just gonna reread again.
reread this series and see if we can come up with more theories and
Try
like
again.
understand it more.
I do feel like though at the end of the last book, I'm still gonna be sat here like, what?
I really hope that. I mean, if book 3 is this big,
I don't know
haven't.
how big book. It's 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look how many pages book 5 is.
Because she's gonna have to start winding down in book 4 if she's gonna fully clear everything up and wrap it up by book 5.
In theory, she should, but she might not.
Emma, can you confirm or deny this theory
Does
that I've
she
got?
wind things down?
Even if it's just the back end of book 4, because a hell of a lot happened in this, and I feel like if you
not
tried
that big. That can be used in many. It's only 512 pages. The final book.
Oh, that's shorter than this one.
And the next book is 523.
Oh.
So if we just read the biggest book.
I think we did.
Yeah, 636.
We've got through the hump. When he went to find Doc, I need to remember. I don't know. It took me a minute. It's a small line, but Theron sees Galen and an unnamed man with his wife Shalorian and is shocked that they're alive.
And is shocked. Yeah, me too.
Right. So I missed that totally.
Yeah, me too.
Not gonna lie.
No, I don't.
Book 5 doesn't stop till the last page. It's a good look because I felt winded. As long as it doesn't. As long as it doesn't.
Whiplash.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't rush the end, and I don't mind things being fast paced until the end. It can be fast paced, but still reveal things to you.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Like it can still. I like that this is so fast paced, despite the back and forth between POVs. You're never stopping anywhere too long. Literally, the amount that Kieran moves around, Jesus Christ. And obviously after his dad dies, he then gets split from 2 people he really cares about. It goes off with
into a portal because they finally work again.
Off with Derbyshire, like I'm not gonna tell you I love you, but I'm gonna leave you so that I don't hurt you, and they won't come for me and hurt you instead, and then just wanders off. Yeah, that whole thing, I was just like, I was really sad at that bit because I just wanted him to tell, even if he was gonna leave Therese for a little bit to try and fix his shit, just tell him you love him. It's not hard. It's 3 words.
Fix your shit.
Just fix your shit. Tell him you love him.
For
Yeah.
God's sake, man.
I don't want to say my opinions on the endings because I really want to feel your views. Oh my god. Do
How
we
do you
want to
feel
do
our
this?
views so far? Because I feel baffled.
I think some things are making more sense, but then when you start making sense of one thing, like
You
someone will
lose
betray
everything
them,
else.
and then because even though Grist wasn't a nice character,
Yes. Like what?
yes,
I need someone who can impersonate me properly. Can't you do that? What?
yeah, that whole thing, I forgot about that. So you just
I'm
mentioned
not
that.
I'm not gonna tell anyone either. I'm not gonna tell anyone that you can't hook up with anyone that I like. So
See,
that's just gonna be really interesting in the next book. Like, you can't get with anyone who I like. So she's just gonna pretend to be him and be like, cock block. Like, no.
yeah, no males, no females, no nobody.
Let's mess with
like,
Therese' feelings even more.
like, I know that he thinks he's doing it for the right reasons. He thinks that he's saving them. He thinks that he's doing what he needs to do. But in reality, he's gonna go up shit creek in it. Not go.
It's just Kieran. Like,
It's not gonna work
when
because
he has an idea, he should really go, let's stop and see what Therese would do.
yeah, yeah,
Like what would Jesus do? What would Therese do in this situation?
and
Not this.
exactly.
Or tell someone, you know?
Yes, tell the two people you apparently love, even if it is just those two people, so that they don't make the stupid mistake of coming onto you or coming onto Talon.
Yeah,
When
because
the,
Talon's gonna be like, come at me.
yeah, is
Let's
Talon
make
really
this
going to
weird.
is Talon really going to reject them? Let's be honest, she's not. She's not. So
I
they'll
mean,
be
she
sleeping with
pretended to be
Kieran.
Kieran's mum and slept with him. She's not all there. She's not okay.
No, no. That whole stepmom situation was just a bit. Bleh. And she's tapped in the head, so even though she's like, yes, I will. I don't really
Yes,
want to be
Kieran.
helping you, but I'll help you.
Yes.
But she's just gonna go straight away and book them both, isn't she? Like,
She's gonna book them both. Oh god! At the same time, let's just
probably
get.
make it three-way. Boom. We've been wanting it for 3 books now, so it's gonna happen, but with the wrong Kieran.
Yeah, Talon.
I have an advantage because I practically have written an essay on this series for the book. Jesus. Book 5 is the only book I've read once, so that might that might one I'm
So that
so
might
that
be the
one
one I'm not on top of.
that's the one.
I got you. I got you.
Book 4 for me helps you to understand the characters better and the love sides characters and love the side characters more. See, I do enjoy the side characters. I mean, I know we shouldn't really like Serena or Serena, however you want to say it, but I think she's slowly coming around to the fact that maybe Villasbar isn't the be all and end all and isn't the one that's always in the right.
Yeah, like the part where her and Thurvishar did the name of things, and he was like, "Ask it the one thing that Relisvar doesn't want you to know," and she like writes it and looks at it and then, like scrumples it up or something. I was like,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I can't wait to find out what that one thing is.
I do.
Because it didn't tell you what it was, did it? But then obviously she then flipped it and then found out that Devasha loved her.
The
Because she
one
has
thing that Thurvishar will never tell you, I like you
oopsie
as a
daisy.
human.
You're not an absolute bitch. I don't really think that you've
one
got some
thing-
redeeming qualities.
The one thing Thurvishar doesn't want you to know, you're not a total bitch.
Yeah. I don't
You're
want
not
you
as
to
cool
know that
as
I
you think
like
you
you.
are.
I don't know why, but I want her to be one of the ones that even if it's at the last minute realizes that Relosvar 3 in Volkroth 3 in Volkroth is not
Good.
it's not good.
Yeah.
And I know they need to find ways to keep him imprisoned for longer, which they can't use the
Or
ritual
just
of
figure out a way
nightfall.
to kill him. Why did they not spend all of this time figuring out how to kill him?
I have no idea. I'm hoping we
You've
find
been
out more.
doing this for years.
Centuries.
Literally.
Serena is a boss ass bitch who takes names. Yes, she is. But she's
Literally
currently
in a
doing this.
stone. She uses a rock.
She's currently doing this for the wrong person.
Yeah, like
She
change
needs to be on the
sides.
side of Thurvey. Serena and Thurvey together
Power
would
couple.
be
I would
power.
read a
Absolutely.
whole book just about them.
Yeah.
Which is
Them
not.
doing their little magic shit, just like going around like
Yeah.
portaling everywhere. The little
No walking in sight.
they don't use those legs. The way that they obviously even when they realise, and we all know Serena also has feelings or some kind of love for Derbyshire, it's obvious
Yeah.
by the way. But the way that they still sort of bite at each other at the same time, that for me was just that was just gold. I love that so much.
All of the
Um,
eyes.
there's a reason why Volkov can't be killed, but I can't say.
Neither can Jen currently. I just want to know.
But I feel because it's Kieran's soul to split, if Volkov was to die, then Kieran would die.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like there's a way of destroying Volkov without destroying Kieran as well, but if
But
that's
the
the
thing
case.
is, like, I feel like that's adult fantasy. You can't get an ending without some sacrifice, and Kieran might be the sacrifice.
But as the first book said, is he destined to destroy the world? That was basically the end of the synopsis of the first book.
Maybe.
Like,
Is he destined because he's not going to die? And through the power of 3, he's gonna keep living? Like in Charmed?
or is it because he broke the stone of shackles?
It's all very, very sneaky, but it's all explained in book 1. Then why am I confused? Is it explained in book 1 in a way that, well, obviously it is explained in a way that makes you confused because that is me right now.
That is very much me.
I'm gonna have to reread this series, aren't I? I don't want to do that.
But yeah, because you have to destroy the cornerstone in order to
Destroy the
destroy
dragon.
the being, don't you? So, not Volcross. Yeah, Kirin is Volcross cornerstone. Ethereal is Gaish. So in order to destroy Volcross, you'd have to destroy Kirin, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because that's the way it works. You can't.
But how much destroyed? Like, he's dead now. Obviously, that's not destroyed enough. Otherwise, Volkroth would also be dead. So they've got to kill the bit that makes Kirin.
Yeah, because at the moment he's gonna flip. He's gonna move into Talon, so his soul's still gonna be alive. They have to like kill him, like soul dead. Is that a thing?
Soul dead.
Yeah, has to be soul dead.
You have to be like so dead, you're soul dead.
It's like dead, not just dead, like soul dead.
I need this on a t-shirt. I'm so dead, I'm soul dead. Like, that's merch
Let's
right
make
there.
Let's make it. I'm soul dead.
It's all about fancy merch. Guys, if you want merch, let us know, man. Like, I've got the slogan. I just need the Redbubble shop. That's all I need.
Oh god, Redbubble's expensive though.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna store t-shirts in my house. Like, I already have a stash of t-shirts from when Jack was in a band. They no longer exist, so I still have the leftover stock. Just sat in a box, which is great.
Just send them out to people if you ever do book swap. It's like here's an old t-shirt.
Here's a CD of a really great band who are no longer together. Enjoy. It's free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to contact his lead singer and be like, yeah. So can I just send out your CDs to random people?
He'd send out your merch to everyone.
Yeah. When I send out my like pick me as your reviewer pack, here is some free music. Download it on Apple Music and Spotify. Still,
they're not around anymore, but you can still listen to their old works.
But this is 3 really great songs.
Kieran reads the story of Volkroth painted on the wall of the cave. So once Kieran realizes what or who Volkroth is, it makes sense. I am not going back to book 1 to find out where he does that. Cause
he reads a wall, does he? I don't remember that. I kind of do.
This was 3 books ago, Emma.
This wall has been painted over in my brain.
It's like, oh, you've read this book. Don't need to remember it now. We just need to remember Memory of Souls. Let's write over it with Memory of Souls things.
Yeah, it's literally like the SD card of my brain. Here is this series. I'm going to overwrite everything I don't need.
Exactly. Delete.
Vlog footage from this week. Oops.
Oh God, don't get me started. I've done that before. That's ridiculous.
I have not, luckily. I've deleted it on purpose because I've come to edit a vlog and gone, I've only spoken to the camera once. It's not a week at all.
No, I've done that. I've looked at footage and just thought, this is crap. Delete.
And then you've come to edit it and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Deleting the wrong files. So much fun.
Yeah.
I'll be rereading and annotating book 4 this time, along with the live show. So this should be interesting. Oh, I'm excited.
I hope I bring some interesting to the table.
So do you? So coming to the end of El Buco, do you have anything? Why do you?
You're not. Don't be daft.
Oh, you're not. No, you're not. This is a complex book.
I'm muddled.
I mean, people say that Babel and Poppy War and that are really hard to read. I don't find them hard to read. Academically, this is a minefield.
The hardest thing about Babel is that you start reading it as Babel, and then you get to the part where they're like, you're babblers, and you have to rewrite your whole brain to call it something else. That is the hardest thing for me and Babel currently, because Babel has 2 B's, not 1.
I know it as Babel because Chloe from Persistent Bookworm has constantly told me from the day that she read it, it's Babel, and she mentioned that. So in my head, it's ingrained.
But to me, it's only become Babel because I've also started reading it for this month. And they get to, oh, you're babblers. Babblers does not make sense.
Nope.
But babblers is spelt correctly and Babel on the cover is not.
But also, just to put a spanner in the works, the French call it Babel.
For God's sake, have to be different.
The Babel. But what are your theories on book 4? Do you have any ponderings?
Kieran's just gonna die, and we're all just gonna be sad about it. We've come this far, and there is a small part of me that does kind of want Kieran to completely die. Not in a bad way, but just in that, like, there can't be a good thing for everything.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I've also just noticed how dark I am. So this is as bright as it gets.
It's okay. You're bright. It's just your surroundings have slowly gotten darker.
Yeah, it's because I've turned my screen brightness up as we've gone on. I'm just going, more. Oops. But yeah, I genuinely do kind of want Kieran to fully die because I feel like this series. I mean, the whole like thought process of, oh, you can't die properly because we think you're going to be important later is a little bit cheeky.
Yeah, I think that side of it when
he just needs to go.
Yeah, because we all know that, first time Kieran died, he was brought back. How did you pronounce it all? Her husband told her both what's wrong.
I love their relationship. As a sidetrack, I love their relationship because he reads it and goes, "What is this?" And she's just like, "Oh, I love this," and he goes, "It's good, but." I just love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, well, going back to Kieran, I do feel like what I mean, like, again, this is not a Ryan Cahill show, but he's not afraid, and neither is John Gwynne, to kill off people that you just really like as characters.
Kill everyone, really.
But they don't just kill them off for the sake of killing them off. They kill them off because they don't want just a convenient plot, which I get. So the fact that in life, people you might like might die. So these
in life.
So in these books, in these books, people that you grow to attach to in these books die. But
Yeah.
it doesn't frustrate me sometimes when things are too convenient because we all know that Tanzo will probably jump in and like bring him back again, or
Boop.
it'll just get you just I'll die and just move into Talon. You know that there's no stakes.
Yeah, there's no like end game really for anyone at the minute. Like there kind of is for Theron, but there's
Is there
also
though?
not
Because
because they've made a deal.
yeah,
Well, they made he came back alive, didn't he, at the end of this book? So even then, like when you thought there was like an end for someone,
yeah,
there wasn't.
yeah. That's the thing. So we went through the heartbreak of losing Theron and Cadriel being like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and then she was like, "Oh, I'll make this deal," and then at the
Yeah, bring
end
him back and
came
I'll do
out
your ritual.
and then
And
we'll
then
do
they
the
do
wrong
the
ritual.
ritual, but they do the wrong ritual, and she went, but I still did it, so you still need to pay up.
Yeah,
Which,
and
fair play.
Commensura is just evil. Theron, Teresa's
She's
mother.
wackadoodle, isn't she? Like, there's something.
In the first book, I was kind of like, "Oh, she's a bit scary. She's, you know,"
But what
but
do
as
you
soon
expect
as,
when she's the goddess of death?
but she is just, she's not a nice person either.
No.
So you could be the goddess of death, but be like, "Oh, I'm reluctantly taking your life." I don't know,
Mm.
but
Yeah. I
she is
also.
genuinely mean.
There's also that point where she had. This is kind of bad, I think. When she had Wraith under the spell, and he was performing a version of her ritual. And I was just sat there listening to this in the car and just imagined him doing a whole tap dance routine. And I was crying because I was like, this is meant to be serious, but it's not in my head. In my head, he's like fully like. I was like, oh, Chelsea, you are actually needing some help. But I
To be
quite
fair
enjoyed that.
though, yeah, the fact that I didn't like the way she controlled him and stuff. But
Yeah. I was like,
yeah,
this is your
that did.
son, who is apparently one of your like angels, and you know that sort of thing, and you're just proper puppeting him on a string, like do do do
Yeah,
do do.
she's got to a point now, I think, where she's just out to get whatever she wants, and
Yeah,
even if it means throwing her son under the bus or
no one
forcing him to
matters
do
anymore.
something, no one and nothing matters other than her getting what she wants
Yep.
and getting her, you know, just fulfilling whatever needs that she's got, and then everyone else can just do whatever as far as she's concerned, really.
Yeah.
That which is just, I don't like it. I don't like it. I liked her at first when she was part of the Black Brotherhood, and
Yeah, but
you
that's
know,
because she like seemed like again, props to Jen Lyons for writing this character because at the start it was, oh, I'm the head of a death cult, which is already a bit weird,
yeah,
but I get people to prove their loyalty to me by them killing themselves. Again, bit weird, but I bring them back if they're nice, and you're like,
yeah,
oh, you must be nice, and
yeah,
you're not.
no. And I
So
can
many
understand
red
why he's like, we
flags.
don't, when she was like, oh, we don't take slaves, and they didn't like the fact that he was gauged, and
Hmm.
she was very much like, you should be free, and I was, come on, lass, like,
Yeah.
we love this, and then it just turned,
Yeah, and
literally
then
just
we were
turned,
like,
and I was like,
oh,
I don't like you, and
you're
now
actually quite mean.
yeah, and I would be honestly terrified of the woman if I were like. uh,
Mm.
Can't trust her either. You've got to be. She reminds me of a fae. Do you know when you have to ask specifically
Yeah,
what you want, otherwise she'll give you the version of what she thinks you want,
like
unless you.
Holly Black Faye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I want this, and she's like, well, you didn't say you wanted it right now, or whatever. Like, it's like
I want
always
to be
finding.
rich. Okay, you will be right at the end, and then you will die.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You'll be rich for a day, and then someone's gonna kill you. Yeah, she'd do
Yeah,
that.
it's nice.
I think she turned when she realized who Kieran was in his
Yeah.
previous life. Yeah, and it's still. And oh, I missed a comment. There is one death at the end of the series that broke me, and I am now scared.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I mean, I don't like my main characters dying, but I'd rather it be Kieran than someone like Therese.
anyone can die but Therese.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't be overly. Obviously, this scene would be sad and yada, but Janelle,
And yada.
but Janelle dying wouldn't be heart-wrenchingly horrible. It would be a sad situation, sad situation. But I would cry, I would sob, I would throw the book at a wall if she kills Therese. Not gonna lie.
Just a new book coming
She's
out.
doing a nude? What?
Is this in this series? No, this series is finished, isn't it?
Yes, I'm
Discord
sure
of
she did.
Gods is the last one.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Is
don't
it?
give me more confusion.
I am confusion.
I am confused.com. Literally.
I think it must be a different series. Fingers crossed. It is. But so yeah, those are our theories. Those are our thoughts on Memory of Souls and
death.
death.
Literally just
And
death.
Kieran and Janelle and Three Ways and
she's finished the series for now. What do you mean for now? What about forever? Is this another Samantha Shannon thing where like they write
she
a
can't
book
do this.
and she brought the prequel out 2 years later? Which is chunky, by the way. Have you seen how big that book is?
I've seen the arcs of it, and I'm just like, I haven't even finished Priory yet.
I've read Priory twice. Once physically, once audibly. The audio is very good.
I started listening to it back in March. God, I'm reading it with
down?
Rebecca. I'm reading it with Becca in October because I think I was just reading too many high fantasies at once, and then that went on the back burner.
Big book.
Yeah.
It's a big book. I also have thoughts on that book when you have finished it.
I will message you once I've finally finished. I will definitely finish it in October because me and Becca are going to buddy read it, and I will stick to a buddy read with Becca and I really want to finish this because I have pre-ordered the second one, the prequel.
I've pre-ordered the prequel because it was signed, and I was like, yeah, my Priory edition is signed. It was literally one of my first signed books that I got after getting into BookTube, and it was actually literally as the shops were shutting for COVID. I remember walking through Birmingham and it was like a ghost town. It's never that quiet. And I went to Waterstones to pick up that book. And then
I want it in hardback, but I can't find it in hardback anywhere unless I'm willing to pay £30. And I don't know if I am, but I will get annoyed when I see that next to the hardback of the prequel, and I'll be like,
I have this thought process on the special edition of the new R.R. Vardy book because I pre-ordered it from Waterstones. It still has not shipped. It's been out for like at least 2 weeks, and Broken Binding have got a very pretty edition.
Yeah, and it's only £25.
I mean, only, but yeah.
yeah. For a special edition, it's not that bad. But...
No, yeah, exactly. Not how much it would be able to sell on eBay afterwards, probably.
Yes, definitely. I like dragon-inspired books, hence the reason why I loved Marauder, and I cannot wait to read The Iron Crown.
I'm listening to The Iron Crown currently.
L.L. McCrae loves dragon-inspired books, and I just love L.L.
In The Iron Crown, Chapter 1, you meet the dragon. Or one of the dragons.
I can't wait to read that book. I've got the audio saved. Ready and waiting. Yeah. Ready and I do have the physical book as well, though.
I don't own the physical. I think I will buy the physical afterwards. But I've also started reading the novella Citrine Key, and I haven't finished it because I suck at life.
Do you even read?
Apparently not. No, I do. I just read a lot of things and don't finish things. I have the attention span of a goldfish, and I've been saying this for years.
Prime example, I'm still 200 pages from the end of this.
Yeah, I haven't touched that book. I'm 43% of the way through the Citrine Key, and I believe it's like 200 pages. I just suck, really.
You'll get to it in the end. It's fine.
I will, but this is like one of the reasons why, Jack keeps telling me go and talk to someone because my attention span doesn't exist. I'm worse than a magpie. I'm like,
oh, I've now got 8 books on the go, but look, I'm going to pick up another one.
8? It's more like 13 at the minute.
Oh my god. I had to read probably like 100 pages a day. See, I think that's how me and Becca might split it. She might end up splitting it into 50 pages a day. I don't know. I don't know how Becca's going to split it, but I'll leave
100
that down to
pages a day is a heck of a commitment, though.
See,
Depending
I
on
can
how
read
fast you read.
Yeah, I can read a full book in a day, and I've got the audio as well, so it's fine. But but for some reason, I really enjoyed it when I got into it. But that particular book, I just struggled to get through. But I think I'm gonna commit a week in October where I'm just gonna read that and maybe have one of my contemporary or my graphic novels on the side just to split it up. And then just have that.
Are you going to make your TBR less terrifying? Because I swear every video your TBR gets bigger.
No comment.
Oh, jeez. I don't know how you do it. I struggle picking like 5 to 6 books. Obviously, that's because I just don't finish anything,
But come January, well December, rolling for January, I'm gonna have a TBR game that I'm gonna do 5 rolls for. So
that'll be exciting.
Other than like our read and the book club read and Schwabbalong read, that's still gonna be going at that point.
Only apart from all of these other readathons that I am part of, and keep
I should
adding
have 5 rolls plus my It's All About Fantasy, Schwabbalong, and the
8
book club. 8. Yeah, 8 books. 8 books is fine. Rather than the 6.
Reads.
I'll work it into my game. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
My Wolfsong payment hasn't even been taken yet.
I haven't got Wolfsong at all.
Like,
because I'm not interested.
Oh god.
I like his I like their House of the Cerulean Sea, Under the Whispering something.
Under the Whispering Door.
That one. But yeah, that one.
See, contemporary's been my boost as well, and manga and graphic novels, which I shouldn't really got into. Yeah, and I shouldn't really got into because manga and graphic novels, once you go down that hole, you just...
It's expensive as well, graphic novels.
I started getting the omnibus of One Piece, which is currently sat at 100 volumes and going and continuing to go. So
that's like One Punch Man or whatever. Jack watches that. And what else does Jack watch? Something
Blue Exorcist.
No, it's he watches it on Crunchyroll. Everything's on Crunchyroll, but it's one of the ones that's like ongoing and it's been going on for like years. It might be One Piece. I don't know. They all have like special powers, but you can only have one of this power. You can't have multiple. If anyone has any idea what I'm on about, let me know. But that's what Jack watches.
Oh god.
It's a lot, and like he tries to put it on for me, and I'm like, I do not want to read when I'm watching TV.
Oh,
I can't subtitle.
No.
I can't.
That's why I watch them on Netflix. Yeah, that's why I watch them on Netflix, because they're all dubbed. Also, yeah, they're all dubbed. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I stuck to fantasy, I think I'd never read now. I miss being able to read them back to back, but I just can't anymore. I just read
fantasy.
I've finished Call from the North. I gave it 4 stars.
Yes, that's what I did. I loved it. I have the arc on my Kindle, which I need to get to, but I just need to finish the Sword of Wrath and Mercy first, and then I will get to that. Because I can read things to a deadline sometimes.
Same. Sometimes I forget to write my review. That reminds me, when we get off here, I need to write my review for a book that I should have reviewed on the 31st of August, and we're just going to forget that.
I think, right, this is a tangent, and we're not talking about this book anymore, but I do have, like, very strong feelings towards writing reviews and stuff of books. Like, I am so grateful for people sending me their books. Like, I will never not be grateful. However, if I miss a deadline, it's because I have a life. and not a fun life. I have to work. If I could make money off reviewing, that would be the dream, and I would never miss a deadline. But the pressure that I put on myself to get everything read in a timely manner, and work and sleep and eat, not even have fun and vlog, it's just it's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
I have like very strong feelings about it because like obviously you see all the lifestyle gals and boys getting paid to do their channel and like being able to make money off YouTube and like make a decent money off YouTube because of who they work with, and you just go, it's not the same on our corner of the internet, which is fine. I love it, but I do it because I love it, not because I make anything out of it.
Yeah.
That's my TED Talk, so thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming to our TED Talk today. Yeah. But we don't know when the next one's going to be.
Not yet.
It's going to be on. It will be on Chelsea's channel.
Yeah. And I might be in my new house. It might have to get postponed a little bit into October so I can move. But
I'm excited. I'm excited to see your new house and the moving vlogs and all the fun.
Yeah. And watch me get overwhelmed by paint samples, because that's already happened.
I love that.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining, and we'll see you next month.